Fellas, if you've ever wondered why the women you really want seem allergic to effort, while the ones you're not chasing show up in your DMs like a Disney side quest, welcome to hypergamy, baby. Today I'm giving you the blueprint, the real one, on how to make a woman want you, to chase you, and feel genuine sexual attraction using competence, confidence, leadership energy, and her own biological wiring. We're talking about attraction alchemy, baby, where your self-respect is your gold. By the way, stick around until the end, because I'm giving my fire starters the exact practical steps that work in the real world, not the Instagram reel theory, right? No. Get your notes out, because we're about to decode her desire. And by the end, she's going to come crawling to you, baby. All right, now listen, once you understand how women's biology and psychology actually work, and how their biology and their psychology actually helps them to select partners, you'll stop trying to convince her you're the guy. Because, my friends, that does not work. She'll be begging to prove herself to you. It is time to stop begging for that spark, baby, and start demanding respect, the respect that you, my friends, deserve. All right, let's clear the air here, all right? Hypergamy is one of the most misunderstood concepts online. People hear it and they immediately think things like gold digger on a yacht, right? I mean, it does not mean women are shallow. It doesn't mean they only want the guy with the six packs, the six figures, the 6-foot height requirement. Although, let's be honest, they're not mad if you have those. I mean, those are all sort of like pre-selection traits, my dudes, all right? Now, you don't need these to get the girl, though, because hypergamy simply means women tend to be attracted to partners who show competence, stability, confidence, and upward potential. This is supported by peer-reviewed research on mate selection across cultures. Women evaluate a man's future trajectory more than his current status. A man with 500 in his bank account but an incredible mission in life is infinitely more attractive than a man with 500,000 who is bored and emotionally unstable. Look, it's not greed. It's safety. It's stability. And it's instinct, baby. Her primal wiring says choose the partner that maximizes your survival and your offspring's. Fellas, this is where the things get good, because you don't need to be perfect. You just need to look like a man who's going somewhere, not a man who's waiting to give his life meaning, not a man who's looking to give her life meaning, not a man searching for themselves, but someone who has found some purpose and is moving toward it. Now, why do women want leaders? All right, let's talk about the biology and the behavior a little bit, right? The theory in evolutionary psychology goes something like this, right? For thousands of years, right, women, they chose partners who were calm, confident leaders who tended to have better survival outcomes. Protection, right, from wild animals, that saber-toothed tiger, resources, man. They probably had some sharpened sticks in the corner, maybe some fire-building abilities, things like this, right? Problem solving, they knew what berries to eat. Emotional stability, they didn't fly off the handle when you didn't bring back the right berries. Your ability to lead yourself became the ultimate survival trait, my guys. Now, look, whether or not you believe the evolutionary story, research today consistently shows that confidence, competence, emotional regulation equals massive attraction, my dudes. Come on. Women watch. They watch how you react under pressure. Do you yell at the waitress or do you stay calm? Do you chill? Right? That is a test, my guys. whether you regulate your emotions or not. That is the test. Now, again, she doesn't believe she's giving you some kind of test. She's not thinking about it in that way, right? But these are the tests that women like to give, whether you can regulate your emotion. If you take initiative, right, you can actually plan a date. That's another one. Whether you hold your frame, especially when she's testing you, right? If she tries to make you jealous, right? She starts talking to another guy in front of you, something like that. How do you behave, right? Do you sort of use that other person in the room to kind of make the relationship and the attraction stronger? Or do you melt down because you're a jealous little nerd? Make the attraction stronger, my guys. Use the other guy. Another thing that women want to see is whether you can influence a room. Can you influence a room without forcing it? Right? I mean, we all know the types. They get in there, these alpha types, right? They start screaming at people. They start telling everyone what to do. They're puffing their chest out. That's not seductive, right? That's bravado. We don't need that. Women want to see you influencing that room without force. Now, why is she looking for that leadership? It's not because she needs a king, but because she wants a man who knows who he is and won't buckle when life hits the fan. You know the type I'm talking about, the constant meltdowns. They're upset in traffic. They're upset because you canceled a plan or you didn't text them back fast enough. Look, a woman wants to be in a relationship with you guys. She wants to be a partner, right? Someone who leads her, right? Someone who takes that masculine energy, the stuff that he was born with, right? Not a mama's boy, not a crybaby. Here's the hardest truth for most dudes, especially the nice guys who wonder why they're always getting friend zoned. I'm going to tell you right now, you dudes are probably over attending to a woman like she's your little baby doll. It kills attraction, my guys. And guys, she's not doing this to be cruel. She's doing this because you're signaling dependence. Women are not attracted to men who need them. They're attracted to men who have options, right? Who show purpose. They show momentum in their life. They are moving toward that goal. And quite frankly, science backs this, right? Scarcity increases perceived value. This applies to everything from luxury goods, right? This is why that new iPhone is so expensive. Perceived value. And let's be honest, it's the same phone, right? Look, in this case, you're the luxury good, my guy. Be a luxury good. Luxury goods don't plead for attention, my guys. People are more attracted to partners who demonstrate selectiveness, independence, emotional groundedness. Come on. Look, when you give a woman instant replies like you have basically zero life outside of her, right? Constant validation, like you need her approval to feel good about yourself. Unlimited access, you're always available. And I mean, come on, guys, with the texting, you don't need to have the phone glued to your hand so you're not going to miss any little text she sends your way. Another thing, emotional oversharing too early. Now, come on, man. Do not dump your drama on the third date. Neediness, right? Masked by trying hard. The gift bombing, love bombing, you're showering her and stuff, right? You are signaling something in these scenarios, dudes. Right? You're signaling you are my only shot. And evolutionary theory, they suggest that women instinctively select partners who look desired, high value, socially validated, because that implies thriving genes. It's all about evolution, man. Come on. So when you demonstrate your worth through your behavior, right? Confidence, right? Presence in the moment, groundedness. She's going to start chasing your attention. You're not like one of these little boys who's hanging on every word. In your moment, you pull back your energy because she's not your mission. You become the prize that she wants to pursue. You become her mission. Now, look, this is a PG-13 kinda and science-backed channel, so how do you spark that sexual attraction, baby? All right, fire starters, let's talk about that sexual spark. This isn't about dirty talk, right? You don't need to be sending them pics at 2 a.m. of your schlong. It's about making her think about you in a way that feels primal and exciting. Get her going, my guys. Sexual attraction grows from emotional safety and potential. Peer-reviewed research, right? It shows that women's arousal systems are more context-driven than men's. It's not just visual to them, right? We're like squirrels up in this piece, right? Guys see a hot chick and it's like bam, 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 squirrel, 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 right? It's not visual for her. She needs foundational elements, right? Safety, confidence, emotional stability, non-reactivity. She needs to know that you can handle her, both emotionally and physically. But emotionally is the most important part, because if you can handle her emotionally, she wants you to handle her physically. Now, another thing, emotional regulation is sexy as hell, baby. Come on, fire starters, you know what I'm talking about. A man who is calm under pressure activates, in theory, this ancient safety instinct, right? She's biologically conditioned to feel desire towards partners who can protect her, handle her conflict, handle other conflict, think clearly. When she sees you stay cool while everyone else is panicking, her brain goes, hey, I want him to be the only one panicking with me. Now, what is that masculine tension that you need to sort of hold, right? Look, you create sexual tension by showing interest without pressure, presence without neediness, flirting without over pursuing, right? This combination signals confidence, choice, self control, mystery. It shows that you've got other options in life, right? You don't need her. You just want her. You're saying, I want you, but I can wait. The anticipation, baby, that's part of the fun. Build that stuff up. Get that tension flowing, because tension is one of those trigger points. If you don't have tension, you're in trouble, because let's be honest, tension, that brings in that anticipation. And you want her anticipating fun with you. You want her thinking about you. You want her thinking, why isn't he like the other guys? Why isn't he buying me dinner? Why isn't he showering me with praise? Number 4 is posture, tone of voice, micro expressions, these types of things. And you need to use them as your tools, because these are your sexual signals. You want to show interest? Use some of these micro signals. Number 1, slow down your speaking pace, right? When you slow down your pace, it's associated with confidence, control. Stop rushing your words. Keep an open posture. This signals comfort in yourself, baby. You comfort in your body. Stop hunching, right? You're not from Notre Dame. There's also this thing you can do with your eyes called the look away. You maintain some soft eye contact held a little bit longer than is appropriate, 3, 4 seconds, followed by a slight confident break, look away. This increases the romantic attention because it's an invitation, not a stare. And then after you've done this, you kind of look back and smile. And then you might try something like the subtle tease, playful flirting that hints at future chemistry. Something like, I like that confidence on you. I bet you're trouble, right? It's a compliment. And then it introduces some tension. Why does he think I'm trouble? You do it flirty, right? Number 5, let's be selective, guys, right? It makes you sexually compelling. Like when she feels like you don't give this energy to everyone, she feels chosen. Make her feel chosen. She feels like she's earned the secret key to your attention. And that's profoundly attractive. Make yourself the puzzle that she wants to put together, that she wants to solve, that she wants to put glue all over and hang up in her bedroom. All right, that might be kind of weird, but you know what I'm talking about. Come on. Now, what do they really want? What do women really want, but what do they rarely admit, right? So look, these are not stereotypes. These are patterns, right? Supported by mate selection research across cultures. So, what is it that actual women want, right? In any culture, right? Well, number one, they want a guy who's got self direction and ambition. We talked about this earlier. They want to see a purpose in your life, a man working towards something bigger than finishing off that latest Netflix series. I mean, Stranger Things is great, but my God, a 2-hour movie? Come on. They also want to see integrity. They want to see that what you say is what you're going to do. Respectful dominance, assertiveness without aggression. You lead without being controlling. No one wants a controller. They want someone to lead, to guide, not to push them every little step of the way. Get your hand off her neck, put your arm around her. And let's be honest, chicks dig humor, right? They love playfulness. They love when you're being flirty. You can lead, but you can keep it fun. You can keep it light. You can get serious if you need to, but you've got a playful side, right? Chicks dig play. Keep it light. Your first date, it should all be about play. You shouldn't be interviewing this chick at all. You should just be hanging, having fun. She also wants to see that you can lead in social situations, right? You're the one introducing her. You make sure she's comfortable. You handle the logistics of the dates. Woman wants to be sort of pampered, but again, she wants a leader, not someone who's needy. Now, why does she want a guy like this? It's not because she's overly picky. I mean, she might be, but that's not the inherent reason, right? It's because these traits signal stability, good judgment, higher social value, the ability to navigate life effectively. And all of this feeds that sexual attraction and desire because it makes her feel safe. She can let down. She can let her guard down with you, right? She feels safe. And she's also proud to be by your side because you've already done the things that make her proud to be by your side. She walks in with you. You've got your shoulders back. You got your chin tilted slightly, right? You're looking straight ahead. You're maintaining that gaze, right? You walk into a room like you own it, but not like a forceful prick, someone who's confident in who they are. All right. You waited. Firestarters, you waited. You waited to the end. You know how hard that is to get on YouTube. But here is your real world cheat sheet. Number one, stop over pursuing. Period. Limit your outreach to a reasonable effort. You initiate sometimes. You give space. You don't overtext. And you're not waiting on red receipts like a puppy waiting for a biscuit. It's pathetic. Number two, set the emotional tone. You lead with calm, grounded energy, slow voice, measured responses, no emotional reactivity. If she gets worked up, your job is to be the anchor, baby, not the second storm. Number three, show competence in small ways, right? You don't need to do some big gesture, right? Plan a date, make a decision, offer solutions instead of venting, right? Be ruthlessly reliable. That's sexy. Number four is to create selective attention. Don't give equal energy to everyone. If you're around her and some other ladies, right, you need to make her feel like your attention is on her and that she earned it and she values it. Your attention is high value currency. If you're giving it away to every woman in the room, it's disrespectful to her if you really have interest. But it also shows that you're not that valuable. Your time is being flung around like it's nothing. And that brings me to number five. You need to maintain your mission. Firestarters, you're not orbiting her. You are living your best life. You're hitting the gym. You're pumping iron, right? You're going back to school. You're reading books. You're bettering yourself. You are staying in your masculine energy and frame. Now, women want to be an incredible addition to your world, not the center of it. So live your life and quit being such a baby. Number six, use subtle tension, right? The tease, playful teasing, confident silence, warm eye contact. Come on, controlled pacing. Tease her about her shoe choice, right? Then immediately tell her she has great style. Playfulness breaks the ice. It creates chemistry. Come on, guys. This is easy stuff. 7, Be the man she feels safe and excited with. Look, safety without boredom, excitement without chaos, confidence without arrogance. She's going to love you, man. And if she doesn't, find the one who will, because they deserve it. Attraction isn't about being the biggest, richest, loudest dude in the room. Ugh. It's about being a man who doesn't need approval. It's about a man who owns his space, gives her that spark she can't shake. You master this stuff. She won't just want you. She'll chase you. She'll crave you and try to earn a place in your world rather than you earning a place in hers. I'm Mike, your personal dating and relationship coach. This is Plant the Spark. And remember, your aura, it grows when your attention shrinks. Now go out there and be a little dangerous. Respectfully. See ya.